Hello everyone, welcome back. We're now gonna be ranking Magma. If you guys don't know how this works is based off damage, ability, combos, movement, and grinding and PvPing. We are using the Awakening version of Magma, a fruit I used in first sea and second sea. So this is a fruit that I cherished in the long run, so do know that I might be a little biased on this, but I will be brutally honest with it, as honest as I can. We're talking about Awakening Magma because at this given point, there is no need to talk about the Unawakening fruit, because in how I explained this earlier, any fruit that is awakening or has an awakening, you always want it to be awakened. There is no ifs, buts about it. Everyone would want to be awakened because it provides the better damage buff. That being said, we always go over the awakening and non-awakening fruits. Let's talk about it. Magma has one of the most interesting concepts of the game. You can get this pretty early in first sea, second sea, even third sea. We'll go and talk about Magma Shower. The first awakening move is called Magma Shower, and if you aim, you send out a bunch of this and do a ton of damage over time. Volcanic Assault grabs your target and launches them back. Magma Fist launches forward and does a giant AoE damage. And we have Beast Rider, which is riding on a magma. You can actually drop it onto your target and leave a volcanic spot. You also have Magma Meteor, which is basically aim and you let go, and it sends out a fist of magma. It is okay for damage. The damage for this is not on impact, but the damage over time, making Magma easily a 5-star Magma damage. The damage over time is so really lethal that it's super dangerous it's super helpful against sea beasts, Leviathan, and raid bosses, even really deadly against other players. For movement, I feel like Beast Rider is really decently slow, so it's not a really good movement ability, so it would get a 1-star, if anything. For abilities, it's actually relatively more useful to use it on larger targets like Dragon, Buddha, Yeti, and so much more. Though this is more used for sea events. Magma is really good for sea events and all that, so it will get a 4. For combos, it is a 2 because its mainly damage output is the damage over time, if they stay in it, which could be comboed into pretty simple into a really disgusting combo with Cursed Dual Katanas, due to the fact that you can close the gap, throw a magma at the ground, switch back, hold them with Revolving Ravager, which is this, and you can launch them, and then you can go into a combo like this, fast. You can also do this. You can also end up just comboing them into magma. It is super useful. So though it is really relying on your sword abilities, so it would be, or melee abilities, so I would give it a 2 because it's not, if you're not good with it, comboing with magma might be really difficult. For grinding, I would give it a 4. It has relatively good damage. You can group up a bunch of enemies and do a ton of damage over time, and actually end up leveling super fast. I've used this all the way up to Mastery 483 before I end up getting a new Devil Fruit. I was 1383 when I got the new fruit, so I've used it from level 20 to 1383. So almost an entire second sea and all of first sea. For PvP, honestly, if you can land hits, you can actually dominate in PvP. But if the players are more aware of what you're doing, they might utilize it against you. That being said, they do have quite a decent amount of cooldown. Your main damage being Magma Shower, it is really strong. And in overall, I would give it a 3. Not gonna sugarcoat it. It is a hard fruit to use in PvP, but if you can use it, you can clearly dominate in PvP. I know I'm shooting these relatively quick because they're not too complicated overall. So we're going to do our calculation about Magma. So we add our numbers together. Divide that by 6. It is slightly above a 3-point star. That being said, it is okay, and it's not the worst. So if you manage to get Magma, give Magma a try. It is not as bad as people think it is. It's probably one of the best fruits to use for sea events. Being 1300, I don't feel like 1300 is Magma's price. I would say 1250, maybe 1200 is roughly the range I would go to compared to other fruits. It is not the worst fruit. It is not the best fruit. So if you manage to get Magma, don't feel threatened. You do get an immunity to physical moves if you are too high of a level. So it is giving you that immunity to that. That being said, you would probably want just to straight up just max your stats in bloxfruit to fully maximize the Magma damage output. That being said, it is a okay fruit. It's not the worst fruit. It's not the best fruit. There are still better fruits out there in the game that can still be talked to and talked about. But I would say Magma is a pretty solid choice if you do get Magma. I strongly recommend you hold on to Magma until you get the 3rd sea, because then you can sea event and sea hunt, do Leviathan, and it just makes your job so much easier on these fights compared to other fruits. Actually, weirdly enough, Magma actually beats some of the mythic fruits for sea events. So keep that in mind. The Magma is so strong for the damage over time, it even puts even the legendary fruit Dragon to shame in sea events. It is that strong. If players are willing to give Magma a shot, I promise you, you will not doubt about that when sea events in 3rd sea. Though it might seem to be a struggle compared to other fruits because you do not have an M1. That being said, do not feel threatened. That's why you run a melee like Water Kung Fu or something like that at the start till you get combos like Sizuan Art, because then with Sizuan Art with Magma is kind of ridiculous if you know how to combo it. So I'll go ahead and combo it right here. So boom, 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 boom. Yeah. If they come bouncing back forward, you can end up grabbing them. You can Magma Shower them. You can Magma Fist, Magma Meteor, Beast Ride into some ridiculous combos. If anything, you can actually do something even more crazier, like this. If you, like, say, you Magma Fist, grab them, you're holding them into the magma a little bit longer. And it does not take long to kill a target with magma. With Season Art and Magma, you could potentially end up staying alive way much longer than you initially think. Because if they have a sword, you can throw magma on the ground, you can just walk into the magma. Do that, you can grab them, you can then throw a bunch of magma around you, you can beast ride into more, and just completely obscure players' visions, and then get like a free Season Art combo off because you're hiding in the magma. So let's try actually a different combo, starting with the Season Art. You can actually do this, boom, 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 beast ride. You can just simply just do that type of stuff, and you'd just be fine. You can combo players to death, because in the end, I feel like you could do so much damage with this. If you use this correctly, if I'm correct, you can actually one-shot combo with Magma into Season Arts. Because if you really think about it, these guys don't have a lot of health in PvP. So if you combo with Sacred Tears, Devourer of Worlds, Bloodbane into, let's say, Volcanic Assault, then you can do dual Curse Katana into Salvage Guillotine, into fucking El Diablo, into Revolving Ravager, into potentially doing the Magma Fist or Magma Meteor to continue the damage over time and put pressure on your target. I feel like Magma can be one of those fruits that can shine extremely well if done correctly. And I feel like Magma is not getting enough love as people are not realizing Magma is probably on the level of potentially, in my opinion, the rivaling of mythic fruits. That being said, that's all I have to talk about, and that will be the end of the Magma review. I feel like Magma needs a little bit more love compared to other fruits. So if you manage to roll Magma, give it a try. Give it a try out. Try to do some new combos and all that. You would not disappoint the combos you can do with Magma and the damage you can do with it. That being said, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys.